Hello and welcome to Temple Update. I'm Tasia Morgan.
And I'm Rebeccah Hendrickson. We begin today with the uncertain future of a main campus landmark, Paley Library. The 2020 master plan that was created 7 years ago included building a new library on North Broad. Former President Ann Weaver Hart had hoped that relocating the library would create a more visible Temple presence on Broad Street. That plan has now been dropped, but students can still expect a change. Update Seth Wozniak has the latest.
The groundbreaking for the Great Living Room for all Philadelphia was expected to hit this fall, as Temple University announced in the spring of 2011 their approval for a $190 million library. But after many discussions, the Broad Street Library will only remain a blueprint for now. Initially designed to take over the Pearson and McGonigal parking lot and the student pavilion, the university has made it clear that a new library will not be on Broad Street. However, the change in location does not rule out a new library because of the student demand and use of the current one.
Like 4 times a week maybe, depending on what I have to do.
Particularly with a lot of the archival studies I've been doing, I just find the library a super useful resource, as every college student should.
The change of plans to the 2020 Visualized Temple Plan does not rule out the concept of a new library.
As part of the master planning effort, it was determined that the best place for the library is someplace on the inside of campus. Paley Library now is at the heart of campus, so putting a new library at the heart of campus continues to make a lot of sense.
Knowing that the project is truly for the students, we asked where they would find the library to be most beneficial.
On Leocoris, I know that Barton's kind of, so if they could put it right by there, and everybody walks there, so they'd be perfect.
I really don't think there's any room for it on campus. I feel like they've built enough over the past few years, and they should wait a couple of years.
I feel like the library would be good in that giant vacant space between Anderson and Gladfelter.
I think it's good where it is right now.
Although the university is not ready to release a statement on the new location and groundbreaking for a new library, they are expected to release more information at the end of this year, according to university officials. Reporting for Temple Update, I'm Seth Wozniak.
Philadelphia voters have returned 2 Democrats to top positions in city government. Turnout here at 16th and Berks and other polling places around the city was light for Tuesday's off-year election. District Attorney and Controller were 2 of the offices at stake. In the DA's race, Seth Williams secured his seat for another 4 years. Williams beat his Republican opponent Daniel Alvarez with 80% of the vote. Democratic incumbent Alan Butkovitz has reelected his city controller. His beat opponent Terrence Terry with 82% of the vote. Butkovitz is an alumni of Temple's College of Liberal Arts.
While Pennsylvania voters look to elect local officials, New Jersey and Virginia residents cast their ballot for governor. New Jersey Republican Governor Chris Christie beat Democrat Barbara Buono. Christie won 60% of the vote, carrying every county except Essex and Hudson. Even though he's been mentioned as a presidential candidate, Christie told supporters he will always be committed to New Jersey.
Real quick, there you go. Thank you so much. Governor, can I
we did it. You can agree with me, you can disagree with me, but I will never stop leading the state I love.
In Virginia, Democrat Terry McAuliffe won a tight election against Republican Kenneth Cuccinelli. This was a close race that McAuliffe won 80% of the vote against Cuccinelli's 46%.
Last month's attack on a Temple professor has raised security questions among students. Temple President Dr. Neil Theobald says enhanced security is already being fit into the new master plan for next semester. Temple police say one of the first changes was to have a larger presence around the area where the attack occurred.
In light of the incident, we did in fact increase patrols in the Anderson-Gladfelter area with Allied, which is our contract security company.
Darryl Moon, the assailant, has a preliminary hearing set for November 15th, and bail is posted at $500,000.
As the semester progresses, the administration is continuing to further the progress of creating new student policies. We now head to our live reporter, Simone Cuccurullo. Simone has more information regarding Temple's latest initiative.
Thanks, Becca. I'm live on 12th and Susquehanna, just minutes off of Temple University's main campus. As you can see behind me, there are many residences in the area that house local neighbors. It is important for Temple students to learn how to coexist with surrounding Philadelphia community.
The Good Neighbor Initiative is about informing students about the community and how to be a good neighbor. So everything from what day to put out your trash, what to do if you're having a party, the different noise ordinances, and even things like the history of the community, how to reach out to local leaders in the community, just everything you need to know to be a good neighbor.
The official goal of the policy, as stated on the university website, is to maintain a clean, safe, and respectable environment for Temple students and their neighbors.
I think they should be more respectful to the neighbors because they can get a lot done. The people look out for them.
According to the university's advice on how to be a good neighbor, it is important to take care of your trash, follow noise constraints, control guest behavior, and be mindful of hosting safe social events.
Some of the students is all right. They're all right people. You know, they mind their business. They don't cause a lot of trouble. Some, you know, things happen. That's with any kid in the neighborhood.
On the weekends, it's a little noisier than normal, but for the most part, they're pretty good.
Not only did we talk to locals about how they feel regarding the new initiative, we asked Temple students as well.
I would really appreciate if they made it better because, you know, there's a lot of tension around, between the students and the people who live here.
I think it would be important to implement a good relationship between the locals and the students.
I think the locals get a bad rap around here, which isn't really fair. It's kind of stereotypical just of the neighborhood we live in here. But I think if we get more involved with the local people, maybe it'll become more friendly.
After speaking to Temple students and locals in the Temple community, it appears that the Good Neighbor Initiative is continuing to play a positive impact on all those involved. To find out more information on how to be a good neighbor, visit www.temple.edu/goodneighbor. Reporting live at 12th and Susquehanna for Temple Update, I'm Simone Cuccurullo. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you, Simone. Temple students and members of the North Philadelphia community are raising concerns over what they see as recent incidents of police brutality. Over 100 protesters rallied Monday at the corner of Broad and Cecil B. Moore. They called on city officials to form a police accountability council to evaluate the issue of excessive force.
Somebody is beaten, when somebody is harassed, when somebody is murdered by the police, there will be elected officials who are in place just for those instances.
Police could be seen monitoring the event from a distance and followed the protesters as they marched to the 22nd District on 17th and Montgomery. The Philadelphia Police Department has no comment.
The Fox School of Business is on the rise again in rankings, both domestically and globally. Update Saba Abbasi has the details.
The Fox School of Business prides itself in preparing business leaders and professionals of the future. It has received impressive rankings by leading business publications and organizations like U.S. News, The Economist, and Business Week. The school is ranked 5th in the nation in risk management, 11th in international business, 14th in management information, and highly ranked in numerous other programs.
So all rankings is composed of these three buckets. The input factors, the process factors, and the placement or output factors. So input, process, output.
The input factors consist of GMAT and GRE scores and are considered during enrollment. The process factor is the quality of teaching by the faculty and student satisfaction. And the output factor is where students get placed after they graduate and the salaries they receive.
I really like the fact that Fox is it gives you a lot of tools to get a job. It has the CSPD program, which is fantastic.
I'm very happy with my choice because I know about CSPD, and I know for a fact that they do everything they can in their power for you to be empowered for the future.
That's actually one of my favorite things. I know I'm going to graduate and get a job. I actually just got an offer the other day, which is really cool.
There's no secret to it. It's these three buckets. Get good students, prepare them well, both in terms of teaching and have a cutting-edge program, and work hard in placing them.
With such high rankings and a hands-on program, Fox students can graduate with the world at their fingertips. Reporting for Temple Update, I'm Saba Abbasi.
Temple University is now offering another method to pay tuition. The bursar's office is now accepting Visa. Students can find this change has already been added to the menu under credit card options.
This has changed all across higher education. So a lot of colleges and universities had opted not to allow Visa use, and then with the rule change, most everybody's coming back and allowing Visa.
Adding Visa to the list of payment methods gives students another option in paying tuition.
The College of Health Professions and Social Work is welcoming a new dean. Laura Siminoff is widely known for her work in public health issues. She will be officially instated as dean in March 2014. The study abroad students in London have taken full advantage of their opportunities to travel during their fall break. Updates Marianna Zimmerman is in London with the latest.
Temple London students are now halfway through their semester of classes and internships, and this means they get a well-deserved week off for fall break. Some chose to stay and explore London more thoroughly, while others jetted off around Europe on a trip of a lifetime.
I'm going to Barcelona, Venice, and Rome. And then after that, we're going to Warsaw, and then Brussels, and back to London.
I'm staying in London over the fall break basically just because, we paid so much money to get here in the first place.
With students visiting various countries, they got to experience different cuisines, different languages, and of course, different landscapes.
Being in Geneva, you were surrounded by the Swiss Alps, and it was surreal. It was the coolest thing. In Barcelona, I actually got to speak Spanish. I took 8 years of Spanish, so I was really excited to use it, and I did use it a lot, so that was actually exciting.
Some students chose to stay in London, and with their classmates gone, they had new experiences.
I think it was the first time that I didn't have to worry about studying in London or working in London. It was just kind of about living in London.
Overall, fall break was a success, but students were definitely ready to return home to London and see everyone else.
Everyone was just hugging each other, really happy to see everyone. It was really cool.
Because I went to 3 places, I was constantly picking up and moving, and I couldn't wait to get back to London because I really love London. I really like the places I traveled to, but I definitely picked the right place to study abroad.
Temple London wrapped up a week that they will never forget and will have memories and stories to share for the rest of their lives. Reporting for Temple Update in London, I'm Marianna Zimmerman.
Still to come, keeping your bike safe on campus requires more than an ordinary lock. We'll tell you about a system Temple is implementing to keep your bike in one piece.
Plus, maintaining self-confidence can sometimes be a challenge. We take a look at a new show that teaches you how to bounce back.
And a faculty member is giving stray cats a safe place to roam free. But where? Here's a hint: you don't have to travel far. We'll take you to their secret hideout.
Suspended for violating team rules. I have all the details coming up at the sports desk.
I'm Alexandra Gallo. It's windy this morning, but when will the rain pick up? I've got your timing plus your 5-day forecast. Don't go anywhere. Temple Update will be right back.
Temple University Television welcomes a new show dedicated to helping students and viewers learn how to overcome a variety of real-life issues. Updates Ashley Farace learned a few lessons of her own.
And you will find that through any obstacle, we can all bounce back.
Lisa Bien, a professional marketing strategist and Temple Public Relations professor, created Bouncing Back in an effort to give Temple students and other viewers insight into their own misgivings concerning self-worth, while presenting real-life examples of personal struggle with self-acceptance.
The goal of Bouncing Back is to share stories for students to share stories of adversity and different issues that you find here on the college campus and how they overcome the adversity that when they're faced with it, and basically how they bounce back.
In the first episode, Lisa sits down with Temple student Bo to get his story on how he bounced back after years spent trying to reconcile his sexual identity with his family's conservative values. Bo shares how he learned to accept himself and build relationships outside of his family unit instead of choosing to live a life of self-hatred and duplicity.
I really felt like I had a story to share that a lot of people can relate to. And even if you can't relate to it, you can relate to the struggle, and I really felt like it was worth sharing, and it was something I wanted to tell people about.
Bouncing Back provides a forum for students to discuss some of the challenges they face in this sometimes tumultuous era in their lives.
I think any issue that somebody feels that's relevant and important to them, I'm willing to explore.
The goal of the show is to share stories that we're afraid to share, to show that we all face adversity and that we all have struggles, and it is okay to talk about them. For more information about Bouncing Back and to watch full episodes online, visit TUTV's website at templetv.net. Reporting for Temple Update, I'm Ashley Farace.
Temple Police want to make sure that your bike doesn't run away without you. They are offering suggestions on how to keep your bike in one piece. Campus Safety Services' new registration system may not be enough to keep your bike safe and secure. They say all Temple bikers should purchase a U-lock and connect it through the front wheel and back frame. Connector cables for the back wheel and seat are also recommended.
Some of Temple's community is receiving a helping hand this winter and a scratch behind the ear. Updates Chris Denison has more.
Between Paley Library and the Tuttleman Building is the Tuttleman Courtyard.
For students and faculty alike, it serves as a quiet oasis to grab a bite to eat or just bang out a couple chapters before class. However, it is much, much more for some of Temple's more furry friends. Thanks to the efforts of Paley Library's Kathy Lehman, nearly 5 cats have found a safe haven in the middle of an otherwise hostile environment.
It all started pretty casually. I had noticed some cats in the courtyard, and one day I decided to feed them.
I know, sweetie, I know.
And then I started reading about real feral cat communities, and my husband and I built a couple of feral cat shelters out of 100-gallon Rubbermaid tubs. I love animals and always have. They've always been important in my life. I've always had pets.
Kathy isn't the only one that gets to socialize with these little ones. They get plenty of attention from everyone who visits the courtyard.
So whenever I'm off work, or sometimes if there's like a free moment, I'll come out here for like half an hour and just play with them.
If you're interested in lending your support, Kathy accepts cash donations and offers advice on building your own feral cat communities. To learn more about animal rescue, please visit pspca.org. Reporting for Temple Update, I'm Chris Denison.
When we return, aspiring sports journalism students learn the importance of networking in the broadcast industry.
Plus, there's a new face at the sports desk. Rich Fogel has the answers to your questions about the hit to women's basketball's lineup.
And warm one day but freezing the next, Frank the frat boy will show you how to dress before you head out the door. All of that and more when we return.
We begin with breaking news here at the sports desk. Women's basketball players Rebeccah Brown and Jacqueline Jackson have been suspended for violating team rules, according to Athletics Communications. Brown was the Owls' leading scorer with around 10 points a game last season, while Jackson was a big contributor off the bench. At this time, the team is not commenting on exactly why they were suspended. Hello, Owl fans, and welcome to the sports desk. Filling in for Tommy Sladek, I'm Rich Fogel. Top of the recent basketball suspensions, Temple football was also trying to dig themselves out of a hole. Temple was looking for their first conference win when they traveled over the bridge to take on Rutgers. The Owls got off to a good start as Kenny Harper takes this handoff and runs 25 yards for a touchdown. 7-0 Temple. The defense stood tall much of the day as Tyler Medikevich makes the tackle here. He was all over the field in this one, taking down Gary Nova for the sack. Next up, Nate D. Smith does the honor of bringing down Nova. The Owls had 5 sacks on the day. The defense was great all day except for Rutgers' last drive. It's 4th and 10 and the Owls need to stop, but Nova drops back and hits Lante Carew. Rutgers win this battle 23-20. The volleyball team took on conference leader Louisville. Tiffany Conister sets up Gabby Montuatia here for one of her 4 kills on the night. The Owls started out strong, but Louisville had their number all night. Long rally here and a couple nice hits back and forth ends with a finesse shot at the net from Louisville to claim the first set. Louisville went on to roll 3-0 to stay undefeated in conference play. Temple now 16-7 on the year after a win on Sunday against Cincinnati. Temple men's soccer took on Cincinnati looking for a win to lock up a top 4 seed in the conference. It was a defensive battle at Amber Field as Temple fired a couple shots on target, but Cincinnati's goalkeeper stood tall in net. Beautiful save here. Von Spurrier breaks the scoreless tie late in the game. With this boot, teammates go wild. They know just how important this win is for the program. Temple went on to win 1-0 and are now 10-3-4 on the season. Good enough for 4th place in the conference. So he was awarded Top Athlete of the Week with that really good performance. But that's it for the week at the sports desk. Filling in for Tommy Sladek, I'm Rich Fogel. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at TU_sportsdesk. Back to you, Becca.
Temple University hosted its 2nd annual Sports Journalism Summit. Aspiring journalists gathered for a job fair and panel discussions where they were able to get career advice and network with people in the industry.
I just wanted to be exposed to some people that were in the business, obviously trying to break into the field, so listen to what they had to say and hope to get a lot of good out of it.
Subjects discussed on the panel were public relations and how to use social media to get your foot in the door. It's almost the most wonderful time of the year, which means more cold weather.
Alexandra Gallo has your weekend weather watch.
Plus, it's about that time in the show where we strap on our dancing shoes and boogie back to the 80s.
Yesterday was so beautiful, and now today it's back to cold and rainy. What a difference a day can make. Alexandra Gallo joins us in the newsroom with the latest on how to keep us up with all the changes. What do you have for us today, Miss Allie?
Good morning, Tasia, and happy November. So as the morning went on, the wind picked up. Currently it's 61 degrees and warm, but because of the rain and wind in the area, it doesn't feel too nice out there. Showers will start around noon and continue throughout the day. The rain will clear in the early evening, but remaining clouds will linger. Frank the frat boy brought an umbrella with him today, just in case, as everyone that is getting ready for class soon should do. It is in the 60s though, so a light jacket will be just fine. Looking ahead to your weekend and 5-day forecast, tonight will drop to a low of a cold 35 degrees. Tomorrow starts the weekend and the clouds will clear. It will be mostly sunny, but today's rain will bring some colder temperatures. It will be a high of only 53 degrees and a low of 33. It will be partly cloudy on Saturday with a high of 52 and a low of 36. Sunday will be a little bit nicer with a high of 58 and plentiful sunshine. The low will drop down to 33 degrees. Looking into the start of your week, Monday is Veterans Day, and it will be a beautiful day for the Veterans Ceremony at Founders Garden on campus. It will be a high of 55 degrees, and I'll be there enjoying the sunshine, celebrating Temple's veterans. I'll tell you all about it next week. So once we get past today's rain, we're looking at a cold but nice weekend and a good start to November. For the latest weather updates, be sure to follow us on Twitter at @TU_WeatherWatch. I'm Alexandra Gallo. Becca, back to you.
Big hair and turtlenecks were all in style back in the 80s. Turtlenecks may have become V-necks and big hair may be flat ironed, but Temple Update has dedicated 25 years of bringing you all the latest. Get ready to head back to November 1st, 1988.
Hello and welcome to Temple Update. I'm Ann Lingefelter.
And I'm Lisa Johnson.
According to some members of Temple's steering committee, university plans for expansion may be moving too fast.
Temple alumni make up a large part of Philadelphia workforce, especially in the field of communications.
Recently, I had the chance to speak with RTF graduate Paul Moriarty, who is the investigative reporter at KYW-TV in Philadelphia. Since Paul is working for a major market television station, he's assigned interns from colleges in the area.
The advice I would give to Temple interns would be to go out, don't complain, work as hard as you can.
And for serious graduating seniors, Paul warns,
this is not a business if you are weak at heart.
The Owls did something totally unexpected. They won. The Owls defeated the Rutgers Scarlet Knights 35-30 as they enjoyed offensive success all day.
I'm Lisa Johnson. We'll see you next time.
That's all for this edition of Temple Update. For more news and information, check us out on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter.
And you can always watch us live at 10 o'clock online or on TUTV, Comcast Channel 50, and Verizon Fios Channel 45. For Tasia Morgan and the rest of the Update team, I'm Becca Hendrickson. We'll see you next week.